Austerity is an economic policy whereby budget deficits are tried to be reduced by cutting spending rather than raising revenue.
Austerity really is essentially an attack on the worst off in society, the most vulnerable people, so disabled people, poorer people, older people.
It's about economic system which we allow public assets to be sold off to the highest bidder.
And it's been about rolling back the state and increasing sort of the influence of the private sector. And that's fundamentally been about looking after small special interests.
It's so bad because it means wealth is concentrated in the hands of the few at the expense of the vulnerable, and it means actual people die. It's not some theoretical exercise. The increase in mortality in periods of austerity is a disgrace, and the number of benefit deaths that have happened over the last 5 years alone is horrendous.
In actual fact, it's not necessary, and that they're seeking to persuade us that we have to make these cuts, when in reality we should be investing in our public services and protecting those most vulnerable at the bottom.
They seem to want this idea that the poor and the vulnerable are responsible for this. But actually, when you look at it, the real reasons why we have shortfalls in public money is due to the fact that corporations and big businesses do not pay taxes.
Well, it depends whether you sort of read the papers and you sort of listen to the media and you sort of listen to what the last government said. They blame it completely on the previous Labour administration, when in fact there was a global financial crisis. And this wasn't caused by any government, it wasn't caused by policies, it was actually caused by deregulated financial services.
Because economics, for many years now, for generations, it's been used as a tool and a weapon of the strong to allow the rich to become more powerful and richer, and the poorest to remain entrapped.
Well, economically, austerity hasn't worked. In fact, if you look at the record of the last government, the coalition government, they only had austerity policies for 2 years. They were trying to protect our credit rating, and the first time that we were sort of derated was under the last government.
We believe that investing in public services is better in the long run, both in terms of making sure those services are there for those who need them, but also making sure that those services are able to employ people.
We can get out of it by refocusing on a more revenue-raising and equalisation of wealth across all strands of society.
What we need is more investment in jobs, in people, in housing, and these are anti-austerity policies that we support here in sort of Town Hamlets and as the Green Party nationally.